time zones, and we are now live. I decided to jump on live a couple of minutes before the top of the hour to invite you to get relaxed, take in some deep breaths, and get ready for a very important session. So, what we're going to be doing together today is I'm going to be inviting you. And I say inviting you because it really is up to you whether you heed what I am going to suggest. And what we're going to be talking about today is you getting in alignment with your desires. So I'm Peggy McColl, and I want to welcome you here. I'm here with my wonderful team of individuals. I have Roddy, who's here with us, and he's very happy to grab any questions that you may have as we're going through this special session together, and I will address those questions. One question has already been gathered and has been placed for me to address once I cover off the topic of getting in alignment with your desires, or how to get in alignment with your desires. All right, so if that topic is of interest to you, then you're absolutely in the right place and at the right time. And I really believe that. I believe that we all attract to us what we need at the time that we need it, when we're open to receiving. You see, a big part of transformation, a very important part of transformation, occurs when you are ready to receive. You must be ready to receive. You must be willing to make the change. You must understand that change is a part of the life experience if you desire to experience growth, which means better and better results. So that does not mean that there's anything wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect just the way you are. However, in order for you to get different results, you must be doing certain things in a certain way, in a very specific way. And that is what I would like to cover off today, is how to get in alignment. Now, first of all, what does alignment mean? Quite simply, being aligned with what you desire means this. And I want you to really listen, okay? Because don't make it any more complicated than it already is. Actually, in fact, that's a silly statement. Don't make it any more complicated than it already is. It's not complicated. So we're not making it more complicated. So alignment means this, that you are feeling as if your desire, whatever it may be, how outrageous it may seem, how big it might be, even though you don't know how to get it, you're feeling as if it's already here. Now, anyone can do that. Anyone can do that. But I want to back up a little bit, because I have discovered that a number of people are not effectively getting clarity around what they'd even desire. And I'll give you some examples of that. I noticed recently, after we did an event called 5 Days to Easy Quantum Leaps. And during the 5 days, I was walking our participants through processes and an understanding to have a quantum leap. And one of the processes, or one of the parts, a very important part in a starting point to all achievement, is getting clear on what you would absolutely love to experience in your life. But I also explained how our existing set of beliefs, the beliefs that you now have that are firmly impressed into your subconscious mind, are going to be playing a role in even what you decide you would love, even what you decide would be your desires. So how do you get to that place or that experience of just saying, I'm going to imagine that I truly can have anything that I desire, and that all I need to do is declare what that is as if it's already mine. So there's an expression that I heard many years ago that goes like this: name it and claim it. You see, name it really involves deciding, what would I love? What would I love? And let's use some examples. So let's say your desire is for a certain income, a specific income, and you name it. Now, how do you claim it? Well, in order to claim that income as yours, You write out a statement in the affirmative, a statement that represents that you are already earning the kind of money that you would love to earn. But here's what I noticed when we were doing our 5 days to easy quantum leaps. And maybe some of you were there. And if you were, great. But here's what I noticed. Some people would say that their goals or their desires were to have more money. Well, I understand that. And I know that's what a lot of people would love, but there's no clarity in that. The universe says, okay, well, I'll give you another 10 cents and you're going to have more money. Or I'll give you $1 and you'll have more money. And it's true, you'll have more money. So even if you said to the universe, I'm so happy and grateful I have more money, you get $1, you have more money. You can find a penny in the streets, you have more money. But that's not how you manifest your desires. That's not really what your desire is. So desire should be specific if you know specifically what you would love. And a great example of that is a financial goal, setting a very clear, specific financial goal, understanding you do not have to know how you're going to get there. Now, here's another thing that I noticed about responses that were not done effectively in the exercise of the quantum leap experience. And that was, I noticed some people would say their goal is to feel confident about themselves. That's not a goal. That's not tangible. How do we know when you're there? Well, you know by how you feel, I suppose, but that's not really a goal. It's a benefit of you going for a goal. A goal is something specific, something that you set for yourself. Owning a particular home, owning multiple homes, having a business, understanding, the revenue that you'd love to be producing in that business, X number of clients, if that is a particular goal that you have. I have a very close friend of mine who was a client of mine, who's a graduate student now, and he has a certain goal for a certain number of clients going through his program. That's a clearly defined goal. Now, if I pulled my goal card out and read it to you, which I won't, but it's a very specific goal. It is a specific goal that I've set for myself. Now, in this particular case, my goal is a financial goal. So it's very clear, it's understandable, so that you know that when you read your desire, because this is all about getting alignment with your desire, you're clear on what that outcome would look like. But most important is you're clear on what that would feel like. All right. So there's a few more steps, or a few steps, not more. There's few steps that are in front of the alignment piece. And I would just not be serving you effectively if I missed those steps. And so I don't want you to miss them either. So before you can get aligned with what you desire, you have to be clear on what it is that you would love. All right. That's the first thing that you do. Have clarity around what that desire is. And then you get clarity around what does it feel like now that it is in your life. And please understand the next statement that I'm about to make, because it is the most profound understanding that I've come to know in the 43 plus years that I've been studying these materials. And that is the following. You do not have to know how you're going to do it or how it's going to manifest in your life. You do not have to know how. You don't. And you don't have to know how today. You don't have to know how tomorrow. You don't have to know how next week. So you may be thinking, well, if that's the case, what do I do? What actions do I take? And I'll talk about that in a moment, because there's something very magical and powerful that will occur for you when you get in alignment. So when you've decided what that desire is, what your outcome is, and if you haven't, decide now. It doesn't have to take years. It doesn't have to take months. It doesn't have to take days. You can decide right now. What would I love? What would I really, really love to have, do, be, or experience in my life? And there's no end to what you can create. There's no limit to what you can manifest in your life. You just decide, what would I love? And you answer that question. But you answer it in the affirmative, in present tense, as if it's in your life now. I am so happy and grateful now that I am, or I have, whatever that goal may be. You affirm it as if it's already here. And then once you've identified, what's it going to feel like when I have that? And understand this, the feeling states, the emotions that you are going to feel once you have accomplished that goal are whatever you're going to feel. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm not looking to you to tell me that you're going to be feeling relieved or that you're going to be feeling grateful or that you're going to be feeling elated. That's not what I'm looking for. Whatever it means to you to feel in receipt of that goal is the emotion that produces the alignment. All right, so let's use an example of income. Money seems to be one that a lot of people have, seems to be a goal or a desire that a lot of people have. And provided that you have defined what that amount is and that you're connected to the feeling state of knowing that, wow, now that I am easily earning, how do I feel? Well, you're feeling amazing. You're feeling relieved. You're feeling grateful. You're feeling free. And so what you do then to get in alignment is you ask yourself this question. Now that my desire is in my life, now that it's here, now that I'm fully experiencing it, how do I feel? And when you answer that question and connect emotionally to the answer, like genuinely feeling the joy, the gratitude, the relief, the freedom feeling, when you're feeling that, you're in alignment, perfect alignment. You are absolutely there. And that's it. That's what you must, and I say must very lovingly, that's what you must do. Now, if you're not doing that, if you're not feeling that, you're out of alignment. And the truth is this, you will get out of alignment. You must be aware of your own emotional states. You must pay attention, have that awareness to notice what you're feeling at any time. And when you find yourself, and you will, out of alignment, put yourself right back in. Now, how do you put yourself right back in? Well, you put yourself in alignment by using this thing in your mind called your imagination. You feel it. You imagine, right? Now, when we were kids, we could do this so easily. But many children were taught, stop daydreaming and, that's not going to happen. And you're just in a dream world and you're in a fantasy land and things like that. So a lot of people stopped dreaming or they stopped dreaming big. I want to encourage you to start once again to dream big because there's no amount of money that you can attract into your life and no goal that you can't set and achieve within the realms of nature. Right? So you want to be noticing what you're thinking, what you're feeling throughout the entire day and create disciplines in your life that are going to get you in alignment and have you stay there. You want to get in alignment and you want to stay in alignment. There's one of the classes that we offer in our Skipping Levels program, which is about quantum leaps. And the class is called Get There, Be There, Stay There. And the idea behind that class is the alignment piece. Because this, all of you that are listening right now, I want you to understand this is the most important part of manifesting. It's absolutely the most important part to manifesting any desire is understanding what the emotions would be, what the feelings are when you're in alignment, and to make a decision to go there, meaning you're feeling it and you're feeling it now. Like you're genuinely feeling it. And what you're doing by feeling it, even though there's no evidence of it in sight, even though you have no idea how you're ever going to accomplish that, by choosing to feel the emotion, you're attracting it. You're in a vibratory state. You're always in a vibratory state, by the way, but you're in a more defined, a more desirable state of attraction because you're an energetic being. Every one of you is an energetic being and you're attracting right now. You're attracting right now. Now, what are you attracting? It depends. Depends on what you're feeling. If you're feeling gloomy, If you're feeling worried, if you're feeling anxious, you're definitely not in alignment with what you desire. You're in alignment with what you don't desire. Most people are in alignment with what they don't desire, and therefore they continue to attract it. And then they think it's something called a vicious cycle. Well, it's not a vicious cycle. It's something you're creating or recreating every single day. And it's not that you wake up every day and it's the same old, same old. It's a new day. You have an opportunity, and that opportunity is to create new. Now, will you see the evidence of your outcome tomorrow or in an hour or next week? Maybe, maybe not. You see, we don't know how long it's going to take. You don't know how long it's going to take. That's why when you're determining what your desires are, they should be things that you really, 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 really want, that you're not willing to let go of, that you've decided they're going to happen in your life, and they will show up. Because when you're in alignment, this is where the magic occurs. The magic occurs because you begin to attract everything that's requisite for the fulfillment of that desire, even when you don't know where it's going to come from. But you have to be open to it, and you must remain open to it. And then what occurs for you is a surprising event. And that is that the way ends up becoming revealed to you. You'll ultimately see the path. Now, you won't see the entire path. You won't see the entire, executable steps for you to get to where you want to go. When you get there, you'll be able to turn around and look and have 20/20 vision, because it's easy to do it that way by looking at what just happened. But when you're in the process of manifesting, you absolutely must feel as if the outcome is in your life now. And then as you're feeling the alignment, ideas are going to pop into your mind, or an email will come into your inbox, or you'll see a video and something will inspire you to take action. And you pay attention to what you're feeling, even when you get the ideas about the action. This morning I was on a call. Actually, I had a couple calls this morning with a couple of our private mentoring clients. And during one of the calls, I was inspired with another book idea. Now, when I finished writing Savvy Wisdom 2, which I have right here on my desk, which is my 20th book, I didn't know if I'd be writing another book. As a matter of fact, when I wrote my first book, I didn't know I'd be writing that book, but I decided to write that first book. And then another idea came to me as I was writing that one, to write a second book, and then a third book, and then a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. This is book number 20. This morning, I was on a call with a client, and she prompted an idea for me actually to write a 21st book. And it would be another one in the series of Savvy Wisdom. It would be Savvy Wisdom from Beyond. It would be where Sophie is actually channeling Savvy. And so that idea came into my consciousness, and I wrote it down. Now, will I actually do that? Will I actually do that book? Maybe. Maybe I'll do that book. I don't know. But here's what happens when you get an idea that comes into your consciousness. You have to decide if you're going to lasso it and bring it in. And what I did was I wrote it down in my journal. And then I started to get additional ideas. So I expanded on the ideas. And I'll stay with that idea and see if it develops wings. Now, how do you determine if it develops wings? And what do I mean by develops wings? How you determine if it develops wings, and that simply means gets expanded on, is based on how I'm feeling. So if this idea is persistent in my consciousness, if I continue to think about it and I continue to get additional ideas to expand on it, then it becomes something that's even more vividly real. And if I decided, yes, I'm going to do that, yes, I'm going to write book number 21, and I'm going to write Savvy Wisdom Beyond. What did I say it was called again? from beyond, savvy wisdom from beyond, which means beyond the grave, then I would move in action. I would set a date for when I'm going to write it, and then I would book time in my agenda for the writing part of it. I would set a date for the launch, and I would get on with the work. And that's what you do. Now, it all sounds very simple, doesn't it? It really does sound simple. But implementation is the challenge. And so many people have the desires, and they may even get to the point where they're becoming very clear on what they want, but they do nothing. They do nothing about it. They certainly don't practice disciplining themselves to think in a certain way or to feel in a certain way. They understand that they need to get in alignment, but don't bother doing it. And so they continue to get more of the same results that are undesirable. But you're here. You're here for a reason. May have been the topic that we are covering off today that attracted you. It may have been that you have been searching for the way to manifest whatever it is that you want. It may have been that you're a great student, a serious student. Perhaps you're even in our Club Achieve program or you're in skipping levels, but you've realized that you need repetition of the ideas, of the understandings. I was asked a question about an hour ago, and that was, why did I keep going back to the seminars over and over again? Because I began to study in January 1979, and I signed up for a series of seminars, and I didn't have the money to do it. I put it on my credit card, and a credit card that I thought was already tapped out. I mean, it was at the limit, and fortunately it went through. And then when I finished those seminars, I went back again. And then when I finished those seminars, I went back again. And when I was told to buy a book, I'd buy a book and I would devour it. And if audio cassettes were available, I would buy those too. And when VHS videos came out, I would buy those too. And I was just gathering lots of information. And information has the capacity or the probability or possibility is a better word, possibility of changing your life, but only unless you understand it and only when you apply it. You have to apply it. You must apply it. And it may take some time until you condition yourself to become really good at it. Like I know now, after the 43 plus years, that I can manifest anything I think of. I know that. Absolutely know that. I also understand how the laws work. And I'm not saying that I know something that you don't. You may know it as well. But the difference is in the application. Like, I think it's absolutely essential to be a serious student. And I remember Bob Proctor, who was my mentor and friend, had said that great teachers are also serious students. People that are in this industry like I am. And every day I study. I study with my clients in Club Achieve, and I study on my own. Why? After all these years. I mean, I can cite many of these great teachers and masters, and I've heard their programs and books and read their books and studied their audios and videos over and over again. And it's because of the depth of the understanding. Your awareness expands into a new world, a new place where you discover that you can do anything that you set your mind to. You get an idea and you realize, yes, you can manifest that. You must hold that idea with your will, which is your mental faculty. You must hold it and you must accept it in your heart as done. Accept it as done and expect it's going to manifest. You must expect it to manifest in your life, and it will, absolutely will. Now, I notice we have a number of questions. I see Roddy's been very actively gathering lots and lots of questions here and putting them in to WhatsApp. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. And the first question I have is from Renee. Hey, Renee, good to have you back with us. And Renee's question is, I was wondering if you could talk about willpower, if you need it. Well, you don't need anything, but willpower definitely helps. It contributes. It's like, let me see if I can give an example. It's an important part of the journey. And I believe it's got to be there. Like it's like the steering wheel in the car almost. Like you can, yeah, the car works and the engine will work. You can turn it on, but unless you direct it, you're going to end up against the wall, right? So willpower is about taking an idea or a desire, and the term holding it with your will means that you're focused on that. It means that you're giving the outcome your attention. It means that you are seeing the outcome in advance. You're holding it, you're holding on to it, kind of like a dog with a bone, right? It's really a persistence thing. Holding the idea with your will. It's a focus, it's attention. And so it is very, very important to the manifestation process. Parker says, I've been visualizing what I want for over a month now, and I don't know if I'm doing it right. How can I tell? Easy, by how you feel. When you're feeling as if that outcome is already done, you won't feel frustrated. And you may come up against situations where you think that's the way and it doesn't work out. Just go to the next thing. Just say next, next, next. Stay focused on seeing the outcome of your desire. Let the universe reveal the way, right? Just allow the way to be revealed to you. And that only happens when you're in alignment with the outcome as if it's already done. That's a great question, Parker. Thank you. Marianne, how can you clear resistance and know what is behind the resistance? Okay. What's typically behind a resistance is a paradigm, which is a belief. All right. How do you clear it? By deciding you're not giving that any more energy. But better yet, you have to replace it. So if you have resistance, it's coming from a paradigm. The resistance could be something as simple as you're not feeling worthy of that desire. And so you want to pay attention to what you're feeling. You're going to get indicators. You will know by how you feel where the challenge is, and then determine, what do I need to believe in order for this to manifest in my life? I need to believe it's done. I need to believe that I have everything that I need. I need to see in my mind's eye all of these clients, if that's one of the outcomes that you're looking toward. You need to believe that you're worthy of the success. You need to believe that you deserve the income or whatever it is. I'm just pulling ideas out of the air. And so that's how you let it go. Don't give it any more energy. Don't analyze it. And I said analyze that way on purpose. And a lot of people think that they have to invest the time to figure out what their old paradigms are. You don't, because you're just giving them more energy. It's like people that go into therapy and talk about their problems over and over again. What are they doing? They're giving it energy, right? Yeah, they might get clarity on where it came from, but let it go, man. You know what you have? You have right now, today. This is a new moment. Begin to create a new right now, right? The past is in the past. We can't do anything about it. You can revise your past mentally so that you feel better about it, but don't hang on to it like you think it's some kind of life preserver that's saving you, because it very likely isn't, unless it's a good experience. But frankly, what does it matter? Today, now, this is the moment that you have to create. So make a decision now. You're going to create an amazing life, but feel it in the now. All right, next question is, Kanik says, how much time you took to complete your first financial goal and how you maintain the patience between you and your goal? Okay, great question. How much time? I don't know how much time it was. I don't remember. It was 43 years ago. It was a long time ago. But I'll tell you this. In order to speed up, and this is not only going to serve you, but it'll serve everyone on this call. If you want to speed up, if you can, to some degree, or accelerate the results, then expect the results and stay in a state of expectation. Stay in a positive state of expectation. What we're talking about today is about getting alignment with your desires. When you're aligned with your desires, you're expecting to happen. You're practicing the feeling states. You're acting as if it's already here right now. The more you do that, the faster it's going to come to you. Now, how long does it take? We don't know. So the next part of that question is, how do you maintain the patience between you and your goal? Well, you have to have the understanding of the law of gestation. or the natural laws of the universe. When you understand the process of manifesting, which I'm teaching you right here, right now, when you understand it, then you'll have infinite patience, because you realize that your infinite patience, your expectation, is already producing the results. So there's an expression that goes like this, and I believe it was William James who said this: you wait as the one who understands. It doesn't mean you sit back on your derriere and you do nothing. That's not what wait as the one who understands means. It simply means that you understand that provided you are in alignment with your desire, you're manifesting. That's what it means. That's what it means. And so you're patient because you're waiting as the one who understands. You understand that when you're in alignment and you're staying in alignment, and when you're focusing on your desire, knowing in your heart it's already here right now, it's on its way. A very simple example of that is you go to a restaurant, you take a look at the menu, you make a choice, and you give your order to the waiter or server. And then they go off in the kitchen to have it made. Now, when you're sitting there in the restaurant, you've placed your order, you know it's coming. You're not running into the kitchen to question it. You're not calling the server over saying, when is it gonna get here? Like, you're not sitting there in a frustrated mode, wondering why it never happens for you or why this isn't happening. Not at all. Not at all, because you understand you've placed your order, it's being prepared, and you expect it to arrive. Same thing with your desires, same thing with your goals. You want to expect them to arrive. Next question is from Marianne. Do you have any advice on letting go of control and building faith and trust in the outcome? Yeah, great question. It's a practice. Like, the better you understand these materials, that's why get into Club Achieve. If any of you are not in Club Achieve, get into Club Achieve today, clubachieve.com. So the greater your understanding is, the better it's going to go for you. So you must understand this process of manifesting. So you got to understand you're in control of how you feel. You're not in control of what's going on in the universe. Now, the universe is going to deliver. How? Who knows? You won't know. When? You won't know. And you build the faith by repetition, by believing and knowing in your heart that it's already here. Now, that's going to take some time. If you don't already have that faith built, then you can build it. It's like an emotional muscle, and you build it with affirmations. You build it with your Power Life script. You build it by staying in this study. You build it by applying what we're talking about here. And when you're building it and you're focused on your outcome, you're strengthening the emotion called faith. You're strengthening it within. All right. Great question. All right. Hold on one sec. Okay. I got two of my team members calling me, sending messages. It's like, don't they know I'm on this? Okay, great. All right. Fred. Hello, everyone. Peggy, can you talk about burning desire and decision? Yes. Okay. Burning desire. Burning desires are not something that someone implants within you. Burning desires come from within. And a burning desire is something that you really feel you want. Now, you don't claim it as a want. You claim it as if it's already in your life. All right. So a burning desire. So I'll give you an example of that. A number of years ago, I had a burning desire to buy a home, and I didn't have any money to do it, but it was there. And I made a decision. I was purchasing a home. I didn't know how I'd pay for it, but I made a decision. When I first started in personal development and I began to invest in programs, I didn't have the money to do it. I went in debt to go into these programs. I'm glad I did, because it changed my life in every way. So there was a burning desire to improve my life, but I made a decision to do it by committing to myself and by investing in myself. I didn't invest in somebody else's program or somebody else's audio or someone else's seminars. I invested in me. That's what I did. And so That's the difference. So the burning desire may be there, but until and unless you make a decision, it's not going to manifest in your life. You got to decide that it's already there. Palesh says, imagining same things and feeling it over and over again makes it boring and tiring. Well, it mustn't be a burning desire. It does not have any control over you, by the way. So if you're finding it be boring and tiring, understand you're in control of that. You are in control of how you feel at all times. So maybe it's not a burning desire of yours. Maybe it's not a real goal, or maybe you're not doing it effectively. And I say doing it, meaning you're not getting aligned. Because I'll tell you this, when you have a burning desire, when you have a desire, any kind of desire that you really would love to have in your life, and you choose to get into alignment with it, means you're feeling it over and over again, it would only feel good. If it's not the right desire. That's it. End of story. I love what Vitality wrote here. Club Achieve is absolutely life-changing to study with Peggy every morning. So happy to be a part of this great program. And we are very happy to have you in the program. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Okay, Keith, when you feel 3 feet from goal to all your goals and you want to describe it instead of saying, I'm going to make lots of money, books, business, etc. very soon, what is a better way? To say it's now. Keith, you should know that. To say it's here now, not coming. As long as you're saying to the universe, I will have, or it's coming, or I want, that is not alignment, my friends. It is not. That's unalignment, disalignment, whatever the word is. You are not aligned, and you're not 3 feet from gold. You're miles from it. You got to claim it as here now, here now, here and now. All right, here and now, and you're feeling it, and you're celebrating it, and you're feeling as if it's already done. Okay, Palesh says, is there a home visited by 2 different people and they both desire it? They both feel as if they're already living in that home, hence putting the law of attraction into action. Who would win? Well, sure. If there's one home and there are 2 people that have decided that it's their home, one's going to win, unless they decide to live together, but I don't think that's happening. So here's what I would say in that part. You can declare your goals as a particular home, if there's a particular home, and say this or something better. Like I bought a home before. I was having a home built, and then the builder decided to renege on our agreement. And I mean, I was putting in all kinds of effort into designing this home with the builder, choosing the marble and choosing the hardwood and choosing the granite. And then she decided, because the market had increased, that she was going to rip up our agreement. I said, well, that's illegal. You can't do that. She said, too bad. She said, sue me. I mean, I was stunned. But you know what? I found a better home, an amazing home, one that I loved a lot more. That other home wasn't even in my sight because I had been fixated on this particular home. So when I realized I was being led to something better, something greater, it was wonderful. And that's what I did. I manifested a better home. How do you stop self-sabotage? Great question. Number 1, decide you're not sabotaging anymore. And 2, get on with the work. You know, I was on a call this morning with one of our private mentoring clients, one of my private mentoring clients who I love and appreciate and love working for or with. And we haven't been working together very long. And she was telling me about all the manifestations that she has created just within the last week. I mean, stuff that would blow your mind. And I don't want to give any examples because it's private, very, very private, but fascinating accomplishments, amazing accomplishments. Now, why did that happen for her? I'll tell you why it happened. Number 1, she is a very serious student. 2, she's doing the work. 3, she invested in herself. 4, she's implementing daily. 5, she understands what's necessary in order to manifest, and she's doing it. Right? The alignment piece that we're talking about here. And provided she keeps doing that, she's going to continue to manifest only desirable results. More and more and more. Her life is getting better and better and better. And it's blowing her mind. But the truth is, she had reached a point in her life where she was dissatisfied. Now, when you get to dissatisfaction, that can be a very empowering state. That can invite you to propel your life forward or to make some positive changes. So if you're dissatisfied, anyone that's listening here, get excited. That's where I was 43 plus years ago. I was very dissatisfied with my life. So, like the client that I'm blessed to serve right now, I invested in myself and I got on with the work and then never looked back. It's just been an amazing journey. So, that's how you stop it. Patricia Ann says, yesterday on Club Achieve, you discussed acceptance, expectancy, and assumption. 3 concepts that lead to deeper thoughts, 2 of which I most certainly gel with: expectancy and assumption. I didn't understand acceptance. I'd like to understand more. Any thoughts to help me grasp that concept? Great question. Acceptance is accept it as yours. So let's go back to the original idea that we talked about at the beginning of this call. Income. Let's say your desire is to earn a certain amount of money. Maybe you're somebody who would like to take your annual income and make it your monthly income. Now, can you expect it? Yes. Yes, you can expect it. Can you assume that it's already here? Yes, because you can pretend it's like an act as if concept. Now, to actually accept it, let me make sure I'm getting, yes, accept it as yours. Accept it into your life. Understand that it's your divine right. It's your right to have what you desire. That's the acceptance part. So I created a little sheet of paper on my desk where I wrote those 3 words out: acceptance, assumption, expectancy. And then I wrote affirmations to go along with it. So for acceptance, I wrote, I accept all the good I desire. Accept it in your life. Accept it as if it's already done. Assumption is that I assume that all I desire is in my life now, is already mine. It's here. Expect is I live in the joyous expectancy of the best. Are they similar? Yes. Slightly different, but all 3 powerful ideas. You may want to write that down as well. Accept, assume, expect. Accept, assume, expect. All right. Thank you, Patricia Ann. Okay. I'm just going to go with 2 more questions. We're going to call it a wrap for today. The next question is, can the universe disagree with our request? No. Do not believe it can. Whatever you want, you can have, even if it's not in your best interest. Interesting, isn't it? Taymane, good to see you. It's been a while. When you say that you didn't have the money to buy that house and you manifested it, are you talking about credit from the bank as a manifestation? No. It's taking a credit from the bank is not considered as a manifestation. Well, however you manifest is however you manifest. That could be considered a manifestation, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. I ended up getting being involved in an IPO, which is initial public offering of a company that released their stock to the world. I didn't even have that idea in my mind when I signed the legal binding contract. So no, but how I got it doesn't matter. The fact is I did it. You know, whether it's a loan from your uncle, whether the money dropped in your lap from a deceased relative, or whether you won the lottery, or whether you made money on the stock market, or whether you exchanged some cryptocurrency, whether you created $1,000 program and sold it to 1,000 people, like whatever, however, the way will be revealed to you when you're in alignment with what you desire. So you have to understand that what so many people do is they want to know the how. You got to let go of the how. Maybe not easy to do, especially if you're analytical, and especially if you're someone who likes to figure it all out. It can be a challenge because you have to let go and let God, or let go and let the universe, let go and have faith. You got to have faith in the knowing that what you desire is already here. It's your birthright. You can have anything that you want, anything that you want. And earlier I said, name it and claim it. You want to name it. What's your burning desire? What is it you feel that you would love to experience in your life? And you'll know if it's a burning desire by how you feel. So if you thought of something today and then tomorrow you're thinking, nah, I don't really want that, it's probably not a burning desire. Or let's say you thought of something this morning and a little later today, you're just like all kinds of ideas. It's like your mind is just triggering off all kinds of ideas. You're onto the right idea. And I mentioned that earlier when I was given an idea this morning that literally came out of an unexpected way through a client call that I was having. And I wrote it down. And then I got on another call and more ideas came to me and I was writing those down. And I'm now telling you guys about it. So will it become a reality? We'll see. If it's a burning desire, I honestly felt that when I finished writing every book, that was my last one. I wrote my first one, thought it was my last one, wrote my second one, thought it was my last one, wrote my third one, thought it was the last one. 20 books later, and I didn't think there'd be another one. I really thought my 20th book was it. But bam, another idea has come into play. Will I act on it? Only if it's a burning desire. Only if I really feel compelled to act on it. All right. So we're going to call it a wrap. I really appreciate you being here. Share this with other people as well. We caught it all on a recording and it's on our YouTube channel too. Thank you, Roddy, for running around all of these different channels, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and grabbing the questions and placing them in here for me. We'll be back again, of course, to offer some more guidance for you and to take any of your questions. But in the meantime, invest in yourself. Get into Club Achieve. You know, as Vitality said, it's a great investment. And we have found the same thing with the many members that we have in Club Achieve. Check it out. Go to clubachieve.com. If you feel compelled to join us, we'd love to have you there. We'd love to serve you even more because I'll tell you that really makes a difference. It's one of the things that I've done that's made a big difference in my results is the studying every day. And Club Achieve invites you to study with me. So I'd love to have you join us. Give it a try. You can join for a month. And then if you don't feel compelled to stay, you can always leave. Or you may want to sign up for the year, which a lot of people have done in advance, and save yourself a couple months membership. So there's the link, clubachieve.com. And I'll see you there, or I'll see you next week on our next Q&A call. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Bye-bye for now.